This is Undertale plot 5 minutes or less. I tried to find a different one. Like, I did that one. I did. What is it? There's another one that I did. Let me check here. Yeah, that one. Didn't explain it good. I didn't understand any. So, my last resort is this. I don't like 5 minutes or less videos, but let's go.
So you want to know about Undertale? Well, friend, you've come to the right place. Here's the entire plot of Undertale in 5 minutes or less. So once upon a time, humans and monsters lived side by side on the Earth. Then one day, the humans got bored and decided to drive all the monsters underground and seal them there with a magical barrier that could only be crossed by an individual with 1 human soul and 1 monster soul, or broken entirely with 7 human souls. Unlike human souls, monster souls disappear quickly after death, making this quite difficult. Some number of years later, a totally not evil human child named Chara fell into the monster world and was adopted by King Asgore, Queen Toriel, and their son Asriel.
Wait, I thought that was Frisk.
One day, the totally not evil Chara made a great plan. He killed himself, gave his soul to his brother Asriel, who then passed through the barrier in order to murder humans, take their souls, and break the barrier for good. Fortunately for us, Asriel had a change of heart at the last minute, allowing himself to be mortally wounded before returning to the underground and dying. King Asgore did not take this particularly well. He swore to take the souls of all humans who fell underground and destroy the barrier himself. Queen Toriel, disgusted by her husband, fled to the ruins where she could protect any fallen humans. To expedite the destruction of the barrier, King Asgore enlisted the aid of a great scientist named Alphys, who would try to preserve monster souls in order to help destroy the barrier. She experimented with a substance called determination, injecting it into a golden flower to give it life. While initially a failure, the flower eventually blossomed and became a vessel for King Asgore's dead child, Asriel. Reborn as a soulless flower, Asriel, now calling himself Flowey, could feel no happiness or love, driving him to insanity. Over time, King Asgore assimilated 6 of the 7 souls required to destroy the barrier. Then, one day, a determined yellow child named Frisk fell from the human world to the underground. From here, the player's actions dictate the story. If the player follows a neutral path, killing some but sparing others, they confront King Asgore and ultimately defeat him. Before Frisk can return through the barrier to the human world with the help of Asgore's lingering soul, Flowey appears, taking the 6 human souls Asgore had collected and becoming tremendously powerful. Flowey attacks, attempting to keep Frisk in the underground as his plaything forever. Frisk is eventually victorious and returns to the human world alone. If the player is merciful and kills no one, Frisk confronts King Asgore and is soon joined by the friends they made along their journey, who persuade King Asgore not to fight. This, however, turns out to be a ploy by tremendously powerful. Flowey attacks, attempting to keep Frisk in the underground as his plaything forever. Frisk is eventually victorious and returns to the human world alone. If the player is merciful and kills no one, Frisk confronts King Asgore and is soon joined by the friends they made along their journey, who persuade King Asgore not to fight. This, however, turns out to be a ploy by Flowey, who absorbs all the monster and human souls and becomes the godlike Asriel. Asriel attacks Frisk and threatens to reset the timeline, setting the world back to its state at the beginning of the game, and forcing Frisk to stay with him forever. Frisk calls out to his friend's soul, saving them from Asriel's control. Frisk then calls out to Asriel's soul directly, attempting to save him from what he has become. Asriel slowly loses his will to fight, and eventually breaks down into tears. Asriel destroys the barrier, and asks Frisk to take care of his parents before disappearing. With the barrier destroyed, Frisk and company enter the human world and start new, happy lives together on the surface. If the player is somewhat less merciful and kills everyone they meet, Frisk is slowly possessed by the totally not evil soul of Chara over the course of the game. In the end, after Frisk kills King Asgore in a single blow, Chara appears before the player and offers to destroy this world. Regardless of the player's answer, Chara destroys the world in a flash of violence. Upon relaunching the game, a desolate wind can be heard blowing over a black screen.
That's crazy.
If the player is patient, eventually Chara offers to restore the world to its previous state in exchange for the player's soul. Upon accepting the offer, the game is reset, allowing the player to start a new game. If a merciful pacifist playthrough is completed after accepting this deal, Chara assumes complete control of Frisk's body and, in all likelihood, uses it to kill everyone, humans and monsters alike.
What the fuck? This game is scary.